Today we're going to go pick up a 94 L9000 that I bought. I had looked at this thing, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and the company selling it was going to do a little bit of work to it. And some of the things they wanted to do, they couldn't find the parts. I guess they're obsolete or whatever. But we came to an agreement, negotiation on a price, and we're going to go pick it up. It's a 94 L9000. It's got a cat with a 9-speed, Tandem axle, air ride, day cab, road tractor. Seems to run pretty good. It's in okay condition. It's had the hood changed out and the passenger side door, and they didn't paint the match. They just left it alone, which I understand. And I'm not sure if we're going to use it as a parts truck or if we're going to do a little work to it, sell it the way it is. I don't know. It starts up and runs extremely well. And it's just a 10-liter cat. It's a 3176, 350 horse. So it's a good all-around, inexpensive truck to use. We'll just have to see. We'll see when we get home. But of course, it's raining. Every time I come to get a truck from these people, this particular company, it pours. Never fails.
Well, the old girl runs really, really well. It drives good. Slight pull to the left. Of course, the tires are no good. It's got aluminum wheels. 3176 cat. 9-speed manual. Got a goofy shift pattern on the transmission. I don't know if I've ever seen that transmission shift pattern before, but I'm sure more experienced people have. But not bad. She's buzzing down the road just fine. Hopefully it'll make it home okay. It's a rusty truck. It's your typical L9000. You know, the cab's right out on these pretty good, but there's a lot of good parts here. And that's kind of what I was after, just some good parts. People need parts for these, so I'll be able to get rid of what I don't want pretty easy, I think. So let's get her home. Well, we made it home just fine. This thing ran extremely well. Engine ran good, transmission shifted good, the steering was tight, however it did pull to the left just a little bit, but I really can't complain. When I first looked it over, I mean, there were some issues. The AC compressor, you know, notably the belts are off, but the alignment of the compressor itself is off, and I think they just took the belt off and just said, whatever, screw it, and didn't put it back together correctly, which doesn't matter. But one thing is the hub for the fan needs a little attention. The belt's loose, and it's an air-operated fan clutch, fan hub, and the solenoid's right there. Well, you can see right there. That solenoid must be stuck because they cut the wires. Not a big deal. But it's got engine brake on it. The engine brakes work very well. It doesn't skip a beat. I mean, it just really hums down the road. I could roll into the throttle and just pull a hill like nobody's business. I noticed a little bit of wire rubbing here. The horns were laying there right by the injector harness. That needs to be taken. The bracket cracked. It's supposed to be up there, but that'll need to be taken care of. Motor, transmission, differentials, brakes, suspension seem pretty good, and the frame's in decent shape. The steering gearbox isn't even leaking. You know, the front brakes are decent. The front drums don't look to be that old. The biggest problem with this truck is not anything with the drivability of it. It is just the environmental increased airflow. The many years of being in Ohio have taken its toll on the body. Anywhere that there's steel, you know, it's pretty rough. It's they all seem to be do this, and then they get rough underneath there. This one has two, I believe, are 125-gallon tanks. The strap on this side, this strap is broken. That's what the ratchet strap's for, hold that strap up in place. This is one of the nice highlights. Got two brand new Napa batteries. Got a Hendrickson air ride suspension. Needs a bunch of the bushings replaced. The air ride height is not set up right. It is way off. I mean, look at where the wear spot is on that leaf spring. It's supposed to be forward. This should be up in this area here, and that's because the bags have too much air in them, so it's pushed it down. You know, it's that whole arch thing when you're pivoting here, because that trailing arm right there, a torque arm, is what's holding the axle forward and back. So the more it comes down this way, the farther the top one comes out. And it's evident by someone's replaced the ride height valve here, and it looks like they may have not used the right one, the right location, the right rod or something, but the shocks are overextended, and so are the airbags. I mean, look how far they're overextended. I mean, you would think this part would be rolled in. I mean, they're completely full. So I'll have to take care of that. And that'll take care of the vibration, I think, that we're having. But you can see how much too high the suspension is by that shock. It's probably about 3-4 inches there. But again, all the brakes are the same. It's got decent brakes on it. Hard to see, but I got decent brakes, and there's no ridge on the drums. They don't look to have been overheated or cracked. They just look like it's been sitting and got a little bit of surface rust on it. This torque arm here, the bushing's out of it. That would need replaced. But look at the frame. There's like no rust jacking anywhere. There's no rust jacking under the fifth wheel. The miles on this say 300 and something. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess. You see how these are. There's supposed to be a little metal tab that goes over this and holds that bushing in place. This bushing's apparently 2 pieces. You know, broken. Yeah, like this. Metal tab over it and kind of riveted into there. But I don't know. Again, this axle's got good brakes and no ridge on that drum either. All the airbags look to be in nice shape. Now the fifth wheel, a lot of times we find them in this part of the jaw will be just, you know, hammered out from being used, and it doesn't. I don't know if the slide still works or not. It looks like it hasn't moved in quite a while. It's got a dump valve for the rear. You can see that dump valve right there. It's pilot controlled, and that goes up inside the cab. It had a battery box here, but as you can see, the metal mice have got after that, and it's gone. This drive shaft was just replaced not long ago. I think the date on that was 3 years ago. Transmissions, I don't remember now. I'll put a picture of the tag, because I had called and looked up specs before I bought it, and I just can't remember all of it. Rears are 373 ratio, and it's obvious it is, because you can roll into the throttle and never come out in 9th gear. Well, empty, of course. So this tank is disconnected. It's not being used, and someone's put this on pretty tight, or it just hasn't been off in forever. But again, straps missing. I'd have to make straps, but we're not going to use this truck as a driver. We're going to part this thing out. It'll be all parts, and this is mostly why. It's all in the cab. If I could find a good rust-free cab, I would put this truck back together for sure, because this thing runs and drives well. That door's in nice shape. Just a wee bit of rust right there, nothing, just barely starting. That's a really nice door. The hood has like no damage to it at all. It's in really nice shape. think we got an oil cooler leak or something going on back in here. I have to look into a little deeper. The exhaust, check that out. That's a couple straight pieces welded together, making 90. Then it goes to flex back there. When driving down the road, I could hear that bracket right there hitting the exhaust, and the exhaust is no good. It's, you know, got pinholes all through it and band clamp and patch and all this crap, but that's okay. Got a nice bulkhead, all aluminum. It's pretty decent shape. Got a dent here and the same dent on the other side. Original factory Ford stack. That muffler looks fairly new. Yeah, look at that. That ain't all that old. Huh. Yeah, it's got some good mirrors, good mirror brackets. L9000 guys are always looking for mirrors and mirror brackets. Those air horns sound fantastic. Oh man, it had a visor and it's gone. Too bad we didn't get the visor. Yeah, so here's your evidence of Joe Schmuckatelli's rust repair. Backyard barbecue and bodywork. A little bit of rubbing on something, maybe hitting the exhaust right there, a little slight burn. Alternator charge as well. Almost no blow by, which is very encouraging. Radiator's missing some fins down there. Not too bad. Again, this drum doesn't look that old, neither do the brakes. The brakes felt really good. Like I said, the hood's in really nice shape. Blue hood that somebody apparently brush painted, but the brush paint is coming off. I bet that would buff out pretty easy. Obviously it used to be green back in the day. Then it was blue. I don't know, but if you're looking for an Aeromax hood, that might be a little bit of repair right there, maybe. I don't know. They're not easy to find in one piece, that's for sure. When you do, boy, around here they seem to be quite a few pennies. Headlights are all in good shape. I saw one repair. Look like, yeah, right here, it looks like it's been repaired. But that's all I've seen. And then the whole hood has been rewired. They did away with the junction box up there and ran new wiring back to the pin. That's a connector here. Not too bad, not too bad at all. So I'm gonna step inside and show you the inside. I couldn't believe how good those air horns sound. Those fuel tanks will be useful for sure. All the gauges are in nice shape. Diff lock. Air pressure worked. The oil pressure works. Temperature gauge didn't move. It was pretty cool today, so who knows. Tach comes and goes. Speedometer's off. At 38 miles an hour I was doing 62, but that would vary. I put the app on my phone and looked at it, and sometimes it was close, other times it wasn't. So it is an AC truck. That's attractive. All your standard, you know, heated mirror, all your lights, cruise control. Oh, I didn't try the cruise. Dang it. Should have tried the cruise. This is for the Jake brake, engine brake. Power on. That's 3, 1, and 2, I think. I tried it. It works good, sounds good. I don't think I've ever had a transmission that shifts like this one. It goes like this. It's all the way over and back is first, then second, third, fourth, high side, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. And I am so glad that that sticker was there, because that would have thrown me for a loop. I'd have been like, what in the world's going on here? This was attractive. If you ever look at L9000s, it's been rare that I ever see one of these steering wheels that isn't cracked and broke in a space, you know, where it's shrunk. this steering wheel's in really nice shape. The dash is in nice shape. It's all here. The fuel gauge works. The voltage gauge works. I assume this is working, just that we didn't come up off temperature because it was so cool. And yeah, I'm not sure. But I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. We got turn signals and brake lights and marker lights. And look at this. We even got 2 matching national seats in burgundy, and they're not all chewed up. You might be able to clean them up, use them on something else. Here is the dump valve for the rear suspension. I'm sure you have to. Oh, we have no air pressure. We'd have to have air pressure to operate it, so we'll have to wait for that. But anyways, not too bad at all. I'm pretty happy with what we got here. I am just really impressed with how rust less, or not rust free, but how little rust is on this frame. I mean, there just isn't a lot. Like, I could take this frame and reuse it for another truck. Another torque arm right there that needs replaced. But good suspension I could use for another truck too. Rear end ratio is not bad. I just don't want bud wheels. I don't want stud pilot wheels. But anyways, we're gonna take this truck and do what we can and use the parts we can and get rid of the parts we don't want. We don't want the hood, don't want the cab, don't need anything off the cab. If I end up keeping the motor, that'd be okay. Don't care about the transmission, don't care about the rear ends. Could use the rear suspension. I could use the tanks. I could use the front 2 wheels, front 2 tires. But yeah, that's it. That's a parts truck. I mean, it runs and drives. We could probably sell it the way it is, and you know, we might try and sell it first and see if it makes a few bucks, but more than likely, she's just a parts truck, and I'll be happy to take all the parts I can off of it. Anyways, when I'm done with the truck, basically what's left is whatever rust fell on the ground, because we try and use up everything we can, and we hardly ever take anything to scrap. I haven't taken anything to scrap in 2 years, so now I'm due to take some stuff in, but there ain't a lot left of a truck when I'm done with it. I try and use it all. Hope you guys enjoyed this little adventure going to pick up another truck that we bought. Thanks for watching.